Hi, Dr. James. Hi,
Good
student.
afternoon, Dr. Farber.
Yes. Today, together with Dr. James, we plan to make a test, adaptive digital test. Few words Dr. James will tell about this test. What is our plan today? After that, I show how this platform works, because if you understand how platform works, it would be easy for you. After that, we get test, and I will make all instruction. And at the end, Dr. James tell about strategy, how to deal with this animal digital adaptive SAT. And this is our plan. So be ready, follow instruction. Meanwhile, while we listening to our explanation, manager will send everybody template where you will write answers. You will get template in your email in two formats. One is PDF and the second docs. You can print it out and in parallel with answering questions, you will write answers on your template. Moreover, you will have this test. You definitely can print it out, but since this is imitation of digital SAT, you better to do it from screen. And you got exactly 32 minutes for 27 minutes, for 27 questions, according to Board of Education standards, right? In 32 minutes, you follow our instructions, and I explain you together with Dr. James everything step by step. Okay, so far so good. So, Dr. James, please, few words about this test. Okay.
Yes, very good. As some of you know already, I'm going to share the screen here for a second. I have a sheet here that shows you what's on the reading writing section of the digital SAT. I've been working with a number of you already, and welcome to anyone who is new. But there are some important features of the digital that we want to bear in mind as we approach these practice tests today. We know that it's different from the old one, but that we're not worried about the old one anymore. We're worried about this one, the digital. And so just as a quick overview, and I'll give you more strategy later in this class and as the weeks go by, because I want you to understand, of course, that the SAT reading and writing is primarily a reasoning test, right? There is, I like to say, there's a reason why there is the correct answer is correct, and there's also a reason why the wrong answer is wrong. If you could reason through that, you'll get a perfect score. All right. It is also, to a certain extent, a knowledge-based test. Knowledge in the sense of perhaps vocabulary. That's a feature of the digital that wasn't so much on the previous version of the test. So some vocabulary knowledge is helpful. Um, the other knowledge that is not only helpful, but essential is knowledge of the conventions of standard English, grammar and punctuation. There's a finite number of rules of punctuation and grammar uh, that are present on the digital SAT. So if you know those, and that you have to know, that's knowledge, you'll get a perfect score on those types of questions. Those types of questions, by the way, are always labeled conventions of standard English. We use that terminology today because we don't want to say, oh, that way of speaking English or writing is wrong. No, there are conventions, rules that we must adhere to in order to do well in the SAT and also to do well in business, academia, etc. So that's knowledge, and that I will be conveying to you, whatever you don't have already, etc. I have a list here on the screen of this is an inclusive list of the types of questions that you have. Every question is text-based. The texts on this version of the SAT are short. All right, they're all very short. You have vocabulary questions, all in context. They take the form of either sentence completion or picking the correct definition. Within those, there are punctuation clues, always, which I'll be explaining to you how the answer is embedded in the short text and we can find it by knowing the punctuation clues. I also advise all of you to start building a word list because some of the vocabulary words reappear, all right, on the SAT over time. So any word that is new to you, they're not that hard. Trust me, years ago, we had vocabulary on the SAT that was much harder. I've been doing this for a long time. By the way, just so you know, those of you who don't know already, my PhD is in American Studies. I also have a Master of Arts in American Studies. My bachelor's degree from University of Pennsylvania is in philosophy, and I also have a master's in fine arts in writing for film. So, but through it all, I've worked with a lot of writing students. I'm also a freelance writer, both creative and professional. So, I've been doing writing with students for a long time. I've been teaching SAT prep for a long time as well. Anyway, that's just a quick blurb on me. Other types of questions. You'll have a passage and you'll have what we call a global question, which might ask, what is the main point of this passage? Or what is the overall structure? You have two text questions where you have two short little texts and you have to figure out what is the relationship between the two? What are they saying to each other as if they were talking to each other? You'll have some brief fiction passages. For those, as some of you know already, the question might be about character, might be about plot, what's happening, might be about the setting, or it might be about the author's tone. Another type of question asks us to consider a claim that's being made in a short passage. What is the support for the claim? What kind of evidence would deny the claim? Often the answers we have to choose from in these are quotations. You'll have questions where you have to deal with a graph or a chart. Those questions will require you to identify answers that might be wrong based on the graph and chart, but also to make sure that whatever the correct answer is, it coincides with something that is present in the passage as well. More on all this later, and in the weeks to come. The conventions of standard English, again, those types of questions are punctuation, and the grammar ones tend to be. This is not exclusive. There might be another grammar issue that arises, but for the most part, 99% of them will be subject-verb agreement, verb tense, or pronoun choice or pronoun agreement. Finally, or then one more, you have questions about logical transitions within a passage. Therefore, however, indeed, consequently, those kinds of words, we have to pick the correct answer. And finally, there's a type of question on the digital that is interesting and new. It wasn't on the old one, where you have to pick relevant information from a mini set of notes and pick what information is best to support a thesis or a purpose that's in the passage or in the question. So that's a brief overview. You have 9 different types of questions that you're going to see, or that you have seen and that you're going to see again today. That's a little bit of strategy later on today, as well as in the weeks to come. I'll give you more. All right, so that's my introduction, Dr. Farber. We're ready to go.
Yes, thank you, Dr. James.
Mhm.
So a few words from point of this platform. Let me share my screen. And do you see my screen?
Yes.
So first of all, students, write this phone number, this red, and this email, because every time after each module, you will send us copy or picture of your answers first. And it goes to my AI platform. So either this one, this red, or this email. Good idea if you write both. Probably we have on the screen different page, so if you have it, it's great. So I want to have 100% control of this test. So before you're writing, I will tell you that we have been working in digital SAT just go the second year, but I have been working in AI more than 40 years in different fields. I am a member of this International Association of Computer Adaptive Testing, Association of AI, etc. It's just a couple examples. And in addition, many people calling, asking where you can get more information. If you want to read more about great achievement, Dr. James, you can go to our Facebook, for instance. Okay, this is detailed information about Dr. James. And we have our Facebook where you get more information about any test. We have many tests over there. Next, answering question to your parents. We have YouTube also, Farber Center. A lot of video we have here. I do it briefly. And I give an example about behind the scene is pretty complicated algorithms. But in order not, if I use my AI platform, you will not see what is going on. So we did static, for today's presentation, static pages where you can see at least details. And one fragment of my International Congress presentation about digital testing. This is our patent, end of 90s information, and this one, few our articles in AI. We have many. Look at this. Usually a digital testing based not necessarily module system. Based on your answering questions, system give you more advanced or easy. And this test, for this algorithm used for GRE test, for instance. And we use branches depending on your answers. You have behind the scene pretty complicated mathematical algorithms for people who want to take this internship future in this case. But when you're talking about our SAT test, it's module based. So in the module 1, you have a mixture of difficulties. And depending on your answers, if you out of 27, you answer 17 or less, you go to less complicated. And vice versa, if more than 17, you go to higher. If you're talking about from point perspective of English writing, this actually, we have 32 minutes. We follow exactly the same format today. So we have tons of this, but keep in mind, I have seen many students, we're talking right now a little bit SAT digital in general. So the first module is a tip of the iceberg. And usually it's very easy module. The second module in many books, if you take, they have the second module, but the second module is also easy stuff. And you have impression that you prepare for this test. But when you go to this test, you will be surprised that not necessarily get high score. Why? Because in reality, we have 3 tests. Module 1, Module 2E, and Module 2H. Very few books have this stuff, right? And keep in mind, to get perfect score, definitely you have to work very hard because this is bottom part of this iceberg. So we teach also how to overcome psychological inertia in many of these tests, etc., etc. Since we have limited time, I want to start test. I want to add only one thing, that plan for today. Today, and how this platform works. We will start, manager send you template, you can print it out before I show, right? And she, after explanation, she will send you module 1, this one. So try to answer these questions using from screen, because it's digital, not necessarily type. And you will write simultaneously all answer in these templates. When you finish exactly in 32 minutes, you make picture, scan your template, and send us to our phone and or email, whatever more convenient for you. When I get answer from every student, right? We will check our answers. I give you answers, and you will check and count. And your results supposed to exactly match what you sent us before, because I compare. It can be like, say, you send me 13 correct and wrote that you have 20 correct. No way. Number must match 100%. You check this answer, check, and send us score. let's say you have 17 correct. After that, we have two options. For students who get less or equal to 17 question, you go this module. Easy module. For students who get more, you get this module. And you do it simultaneously. Both of these modules will take 32 minutes exactly for 27 questions. After that, use the same template what I showed before. And this template, you have options to fill with module 2 easier or module 2 hard. You send us these results. After that, this plan for today. We're gonna check this, your answers. It takes just a few minutes. And after that, we go to calculation and you will get score today out of 800 based off Board of Education standard. So for this, keep in mind, you will send, I need to get two numbers. Number of correct for module 1, / and module 2. And system summarize it. So far, so good. In addition, at the end of the class, you will have a chance to check your homework. Homework was due today. And the next class, your assignment would be to redo all your mistakes from your homework for today and redo this test what you did today. And next time, Dr. James explain you most difficult, most request question for both of these tests. So far, so good, students. Any questions? If you have any questions, welcome. If you don't have any questions, manager will send you module 1 for everybody. Okay. And keep in mind, I have stopwatch here. And again, nobody will know who is it. When I count your score, I never name with Dr. James, I never name names, not to diminish anybody, right? Let's say you send me 17 for the first one, and 19 was the second one. I said person who got 17, 19 gets score like this, 670, and you write down 670. Again, this great opportunity for you without cheating to see where you are. And based on this, you check in your email. Based on this, we will make some adjustment to our program to help you to get perfect score or close to perfect in English part and in the same in math part. If somebody did not get this test, just if you're ready, we can start. Okay, who did not get this test on your email? You have to have 3 pieces: test, template Word, template PDF. Why you did Word? Some people, for instance, prefer type the answer. I don't mind. You can type in Word. Can we start right now, students? Yes? Okay, good luck. 5:21 in 32 minutes. I'm supposed to get all this on. I remind you for 2 minutes before time is over. Good luck, everybody. Excellent, students. We got from everybody, just be more. I believe the second test will do more organized. But look at this, what they're gonna do right now. Check your answers right now together. And answers supposed to correspond to what you send us. This module 1. I can make it a little bit bigger for you. Check your answers, count this, and the same way send number, your name and number of correct. Just number of correct. No percents, no out of 27, just how many correct you have. Try to do it faster. Just count thoroughly according to what you send us and send us exactly how many correct numbers you have.
Dr. Farber, it says that I sent it to your email.
No, we need right now to count how many correct answers you have. Check your results. You see my answer sheet right over there. You see this?
Yeah.
Now compare what you did. The second step. The first everybody did. Fine. The second step. Count how many correct you have out of 27 and send me just number. For instance, Veronica, 22, whatever you have in reality. So far, so good? You could not send me correct answer because you did not know. Okay. Whatever you have, just numbers. And send not in chat, send to email because it's in different office. To email, just send me number. Well, time is over. Waiting for your pictures. Picture of your. Four more people you're waiting for. We checking, Daniel. We check everything. We check emails. We check phones. So 3 more people we're waiting for. Okay, once we got everybody. Okay, good. How impression? How it work? Easy, difficult, medium? How you feel about this? Let me see. Okay, let's check our answers. I make it bigger here. And you see these answers, right? So 2A is for people who get 2A, easier part. And this is 2B for students get harder part. So assignment, we have 27 questions. And after that, listen carefully. You send to our email 2 scores. Subdivide by /. The first score is for module 1. It's how many correct you have in module 1. It's like fraction. Numerator, module 1. Denominator, module 2. It would be either A or B. We have everything in our AI system. So send these 2 numbers like in fraction format. Numerator, denominator. Okay. So far so good. So waiting for your format. You don't write denominator. You write, again, it's an instruction. You write two numbers. One number is how many correct you have for the first person. That's for the module 1. And the second denominator is how many correct you have for module 2. And in a few minutes, everybody get your Board of Education score. We'll do it together. I need just two numbers. No percent, nothing counting, just count how many correct you have. Module 1, module 2, period. After that, I will not name you names. It's personal information. But you recognize yourself by two numbers. It will be the same order. The first numerator is module 1. Denominator is module 2. When you recognize these two numbers, it means it's you. Very seldom two students get the same number. So what? Write in your test your score. And this would be starting point. And we discussed with Dr. James how to make even more enhancement here to help you. Okay. Everybody send me these two numbers. Okay. For instance, student who has 15, 18. And look at this, the score in the bottom, reading and writing. You see the score in the bottom? Yes. So you have student who has 15 and 18. Write down, you have 540. 540, Board of Education, 540. Somebody knows who is it, right? Next, student who got 23, 23. Your score is 670. Write it down. Student who got 25, 25. 25, 25. Your score is 720. Okay, waiting from Oleg. You send me only one score here in this page. Next, 25, 24. 710. 710. Next, 22, 21. 22, 21. You got 640. Next, 17, 22. 17, 22. This is 600 sharp. Next, I have here 14, 27. 14, 27. 620. Conclusion, to get the highest score, you're supposed to do the first package good. 22, 27. 22. 27, 710. Pretend you have this one. 4 and 7. 270. Okay, just a sec. Yeah. One more students, 10, 11. 10 and 11. 430.
Dr. Farber, I sent you my score.
Okay, where you send?
Farber Center.
22, 21. We got it. 22, 21. 640. I believe soon we answer all your question or we miss somebody. If you miss, tell me, I will check. You can do anonymously, just write us numbers. Okay, so far so good. You see your picture. I would not say I was not very impressed as you for getting to nice college. Definitely you have to work much harder. If you don't have any question, let's move to this page. So my suggestion, imagine that, I don't know, this is stadium and you're running around. All of you are different. Let's say in this stadium, you have one runner who is Olympic champion. You never get his results. But compare what you ran yesterday, you can do today faster. And my suggestion, work hard. This is a signal. You have time. Don't be frustrated, right, in this case. And let me move a little bit here. Module 1. Okay. I always remember this. You see this picture, this movie? This nice girl, she fell down. Not enough sound here.
But there were only 200 meters left of the race, so it was up to her teammate to bring it home. But his teammate used the clash.
But she won. This is a point. It's just less than 2 minutes.
Started chasing down.
Okay, so doesn't matter where you are. Let's work like one team. We have a super great professor, James, Dr. James, and we can do this. So doesn't
Absolutely.
matter, even though you're behind. Very inspiring. I like this. When I work as a trainer, I have tons of this different inspiring movie. This is a great example. Do you like this, students? And to make a little bit not so sad, I'm giving my favorite Mr. Bean here. You have done digital practice. It makes perfect. It's kind of joke. See? He doesn't believe his results. So we did the first part. We don't have too much. Let's spend a couple more minutes, students. If you have any question, ask us. But for next time, you redo this test at home. Every tiny question, change your attitude. And let's check your homework for today, very fast. Okay, this is for today, which is due today. I want to make it bigger, maybe smaller, because you don't see entire picture. Yes. Он хочет вот I know that Dr. James has another lecture in 10 minutes. So, Dr. James, you can say a few words.
Yes, guys. So please score your homework based on what you see on the screen so that next week we can hit the ground running and review this homework, any that you got wrong. And I just want to add to what Dr. Farber said. The reading and writing section of the SAT is entirely manageable through practice, listening carefully to the strategies I give you. There's no reason that any of you, regardless of what you got today, over the next several weeks cannot be getting a perfect score. It's that it can be figured out, and the strategies and their application to practice tests, you will see results. Believe me, I've worked with many students who, if not perfect score, one wrong, whatever, high 700. So be confident. That this can be done. It can be figured out, and you will all will do well. So I look forward to next week. We'll review this homework. We'll review anything from the adaptive practice test, the module 1 and 2 that you did today in class. And will we have another test also next week, Dr. Farber?
For next week, no, they have enough.
We have plenty to review.
Test, review, and previous, because test without explanation analysis is not a test. They will have the same mistake over and over again.
That's right.
So, test, but try to work. This is a signal, student. Don't be frustrated. Better to know advance that you really, really have difficulties with this. So let's work hard. Because
pay attention to the types of questions perhaps that you get wrong. Also pay attention, since this was a timed test, where you slowed down by reading the passages in any way. These kinds of things we'll begin to address next week.
Absolutely. Okay, do you have any question to Dr. James, students? Dr. James, thank you very much. I know you have another lecture right now.
Yeah.
And
thank you, Dr. Farber.
Thank you. And
Very
I
good.
will stay with students. Good luck. I stay with students to check this homework with you. Okay.
All right, I'll see everybody next week. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
You too as well. Take care.
Dr. Farber,
Yes.
can you scroll down a little so we could see
Yeah,
the
absolutely. Absolutely. That's I'm going to do this. When you're ready, let me know when you finish this. Count this and send us 2 scores as well for 5%, this one, HTML account, 2 scores. Number of correct for the section module 1 and number of correct module 2. With our AI, we analyze all this stuff. So send for this homework. Also, we see your progress. In future, students, at home, since you have 32 minutes for the test, my request, together with Dr. James. It does mean that if I give you 3 modules and you get 32 times 3, no way. It means you do spend answering question without any limitation. Not here, not in chat. Chat is gone here. And email, Anastasia. Because when I turn it on, chat, I want to get it forever in my AI, right? So again, students, what is the best strategy? First of all, pretend you're taking shower, old-fashioned, in somewhere in business trip. And there is hot water and cold water. You can't change position of this handle simultaneously. You put, let's say, one position of cold and make regulation for hot. This analogy how you prepare for test. First of all, you have to go in depth, understand grammar, understand all this relationship, understand vocabulary, no limitation time. And how to manage your time frame. Easy. Take previous test we did before you have in database. And previous, since our memory has ability to forget everything, right? Do it from scratch on time. New test, no limitation. It's related to math and English as well. I remember Francis who got for MIT and got scholarship, high scholarship. She spent on one SAT math question 3.5 hours. One question. It was challenging question for her. She fight entire week with this. Finally, she did it. And guess what? She got perfect. 2400. And many students get 24, not 2300, 2400. In this format, 1600. Many. Okay, top percentile. So work thoroughly with one part, and previous use a stopwatch timer. That's my suggestion. Okay, good. Now, any more questions, students? You did good job today. It's very important to measure. And have a nice day. Enjoy English as well as math. And this is signal I make extrapolation for math. You have in math also a lot of difficulties, my point. So your score supposed to be closer to 790, 800. All of you can do this. I am positive. Okay, no questions? If you don't have any questions, students, have a nice day. Enjoy this SAT. Be strong, be well. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye, thank
Bye.
you.
Have a good night.
You too as well.